Hey guys, Ray here from Two Gaming Girls, and today I am super excited because Beta 7.4 has finally been released. And we have a couple cool things to check out with this latest update. So let's dive in. Alright, first up, there are some new networking upgrades. So if you're trying to start your own server, it's a lot easier to do that now. I'm not going to go into all the details because a lot of you aren't creating your servers, but check out the patch notes. They can kind of tell you there's some changes to make your life easier. The thing I want to check out first, though, is the join screen. This is something that's been bothering me for a while. Look at this. It's just clean. So just well done on making it so much easier to look at it. It used to give me a headache. So now from what I read, we have two different screens, and we'll look at both of these. I'm going to start with my server. So you have your favorites. Anything you've put a star on, you can now get to that. These, by the way, I no longer play on, so don't get excited thinking you'll find Tam and I there. If you have any LAN servers, so Tam has a server that sometimes she will run and the two of us will play on that. It would pop up there if she was on, and then any recent ones that I've been on will show up here as well. Now I've pretty much been doing my local server for the video, so I'm assuming that's why it's not showing up, because those are the only ones I've recently been on. And then we have the official test server. So they said that in the future there will be more on this list. I guess if other people switch to a test server, that you can join that as well. So just A+, well done. Let's check out the browse. So this is what I wanted to see. One, everything is smaller, it's easier to see, it's divided up. We have these nice columns of online. Oh God. Sometimes you just want to know how many people are online. Now, I would like to see how many people, period, have ever been on it, but or like max, maybe sorting by max, not anyone ever. And then you can see, of course, you want to kind of check out if you want a server that's just started, or maybe one that's been around for, well, it looks like forever. And then, of course, your ping, you want to get that to a nice level. So here we go. Let's see what kind of filters we have. Oh, thank God. So again, I can't emphasize enough how much the join feature used to annoy me, because I would want to find certain things that I wanted in my server, and I would do a search, and then that list kept populating and populating. You could never keep it still long enough to kind of look at what you wanted to in more details. You kind of had to just wing it. Tim and I were trying to join the same server, and it was hard. You know, we could use the Steam method, but sometimes that didn't work. I believe that's another thing that they changed in the networking, is that it's easier to join now using that join a friend method. So looks like we could change and say we want a world between day 1 and day 4. We can change the ping. We can say how many people we want on. Oh, that's beautiful. Sometimes you want kind of a mid-level. You know, you want some people, but you don't necessarily want 99. Here's the total players I was talking about. So total players. Oh, that's better. So how many are online right now? You know, maybe I'm okay with that, but I want to make sure there's, you know, over 30 people that play the game. Okay, yeah, this is good. This is difficulty in the sense of the lower this is, then the more you have to work together. And if it's high, then no, maybe I said that in reverse. Okay, sorry. I'll double check that. So if it's low, then you don't need to work together as much. And if it's high, yeah, that's what it is. If it's high, then you can only pretty much do one job, and at this level you could probably do most of them. So the higher it is, the more you have to do some teamwork, which is kind of fun. I hope you at least try one server where it's at least medium or higher. Okay, Meteor, that's simple. Password or no password, that's great, because sometimes I'd be like, oh, that sounds great, I love the description. When I use that, you click on it, like, oh, password needed. It's like, why didn't you tell me that before? I wouldn't look at you. So let's remove that. Version match, language match, that's kind of nice. Has friends not needed, but that's a great thing. Alright, let's apply it and let's see what we get. Well, that's a whole lot slower. Oh, wait, you know what? I did change those filters pretty weird. Okay, let me try that again. We're saying a low world with a high amount of population. That's not gonna happen. Let's just keep everything down there. Let's apply that. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, so this is the latest feature, is one I've personally been dreaming of, and I'm so excited. I can't wait for Tam to get home and we could actually find a server together to play. So moving on to a few more items on the update list. The first one is a lot of people were having trouble with certain plants not spawning in the world. Namely the little white mushrooms. From what I read, those are often the biggest culprit. People would search all over the world and they couldn't find them, and therefore they couldn't use them in different recipes. So now anything with a 0 population, any plant with a 0 population or low population will be forced to spawn in the world, so that will no longer be a problem. So that is a cool new added thing. Another thing they did was add and we're going to test this out, we're going to do unstuck. They added a cooldown. That did not work. Let's see. Ah, well, there's the cooldown. So they did add a cooldown, and now it looks like it's a 60-second cooldown is going to be my guess, between 55 seconds and 60, depending on how long I took. So no more spamming that all over the place, which is good, I guess, to keep the game kind of fair. Another thing that they changed is, I'm going to go ahead and eat. So sometimes you would eat, and if you kept clicking on it, you would waste food. So they've changed it so that you can no longer eat more food if you're full. So I'm going to type in /eat. I am now full, and then I'm going to try. There we go, stomach is full. So great quality of life change right there. So another quality of life change that you may have already noticed, if you look at my bar, there's been a change to that. We now have a trash can. I know a lot of people are probably excited about this because there were a lot of items you just couldn't quite get rid of, and it just created a storage problem. And it wasn't very realistic to the world. It's more realistic for us to attempt to get rid of things, create garbage, which then creates pollution, which is exactly what they added to the game. So let's go ahead and test it out. We're going to try a couple different things to throw in the trash. We'll start with common things. Let's pretend this tool is old and used and you can't repair it. Drop it and we get garbage, which I'm not sure if you can see inside, but it looks like there's some metal and cloth and wires. So this is a really cool graphic. It reminds me though kind of like a grocery bag that's fallen over, which would be fine and kind of cool if that was the same graphic you got when you dump food. But when you dump food, you're pretty much getting the same thing. So if you drop it in the general area, then I believe we'll drop some food. It will start to stack itself. There is some ability to stack itself. If you click on it and you accidentally threw away something you want to keep, you can drag that back to your bar. So a quick interlude. Through testing, I found another glitch that I decided not to put in the video, so I've cut out all that footage. I'm going to skip ahead and I'll just let the developers know of the 2 glitches that I found with the new garbage. So it looks like we're going to have areas designated, little pits to store all the garbage in. That's going to be a whole new thing. I can see a lot of laws being created to make sure people don't drop garbage in certain areas, which, you know, while it doesn't function the way I want it, being able to put it in a stockpile, I think that's very appropriate. I think it's a good simulation, life simulation. So I can't wait to see kind of how that pans out in different servers. So the next part of the update deals with signs, which is another little bonus that it's not necessarily needed in the game to function, but it definitely helps. It allows you to kind of customize your shops and your homes and add more information in different ways. So these are the signs we used to have, the small wooden sign and the large wood sign. I know some people asked about the hanging one, and I think they had removed it, but it looks like we're now have hanging signs again. We added 4 new sign types. We have small and large standing signs now, and the standing signs have a little kind of backboard that looks like how they're tilted up for the large ones. And then this is the hewn log version, so it's a little bit more decorative than the basic wood sign. And then we have the 2 kinds of hanging. So one of the small kind, and this is the large kind, which is takes up a lot of room. You can add a lot of text into this area and kind of leave some details. This would be a nice kind of sign shop. You can even turn this kind of sideways if you wanted something like that. It will only put text on this side and not on both sides, so you're not going to get that kind of, you know, Western style sign look to it. But not only did we get new types of signs, we got signs in different materials. So here's the 3 new sign materials and signs themselves. We have the hewn log family over here with the 2 standing and the 2 hanging. We have the lumber family, which again 2 standing, 2 hanging, and last we have the stone version of both of those types. To make these new signs, you're going to need a carpentry table for the hewn log ones, a sawmill for the lumber ones, and a masonry table for the stone ones. So let's take all this down and let's bring out the fun toys, the new vehicles for this update. So last but not least, we have our 3 new vehicles. The plow, we're going to take a look at that first. So the plow is useful for farming. It's created in the Wainwright table, that table in the middle up there. And if we come over here to the grass, if we left click, we can start plowing the earth by just holding down left click and moving forward. If you use D and A, WASD is the controls pretty much. You can see how fast we can get this done compared to by doing it by hand. So that is our first vehicle in quote, since it's not really a vehicle. But these definitely are. So this is our truck. It looks pretty cool. It holds, I believe, 5,000. Yes, 5,000 kilograms, which the power cart, I believe, is 3,000. So it's not quite twice as much, but it does hold a lot more in the way of storage. It does take gasoline or petroleum, same thing as the power cart. The petroleum is probably the better route to go. And then for storage, you can see again this many slots and then 5,000. So you can name it, and we'll do that. We'll see if it shows up on the back somewhere. There it is. It'd be nice if you could get this in a couple different colors so that everyone doesn't have the same truck. That would be cool. But anyway, you get in, this is kind of what it looks like. I believe it's a 2-seater, so that's kind of cool. I could be wrong, it could just be for looks, so we'll have to get that tested out later when Tam's on. But the driving is pretty much the same. WSAD. The controls are pretty good. I mean, this isn't bad. It's not the best view. Let's go ahead and switch to third person. It's not really better in third person. It's not significantly better. Well, yeah. So I wish it was just, if you were a little bit higher up on the view, I think this would be great. Otherwise, I find this a little annoying. So much of the screen is blocked. Alright, so let's go over and take a look at our last vehicle. Alright, since we're already in third person, we're just going to go ahead and take a quick look at this from the outside, and then we'll jump in on third person so you can kind of see what it looks like. You have both hands on the controls. It looks pretty cool. And then just like with the excavator, there's 2 modes. So we're in drive mode when we first get in. So WSAD to control that. And then if we hit 1 on our keyboard, then we can move into moving the arm. So this is kind of funny to me because you can kind of make yourself jump up a little bit. Let me go forward to a flat area. There we go. And then we're going to switch back. Yeah, so you kind of pop yourself up. So moving the mouse up and down is how you can move the arms. And then for the actual barrel part itself, I forgot what that's little called, but if you move it side, left, and right, you can see it kind of curves up some, just like that. So that's how you can control that. And let's take it out of third person and get back in drive mode. And let's go see if we can dig something up. I believe this is gonna dig up like rocks, but let's see if we can take out a tree or not. We cannot. Alright, let's go see if we can dig. Oh, look at that. That was easy. Let's oh, look, it went into our inventory already. I doubt that we're gonna be able to do this because we haven't been able to do it on anything else, but worth a try. Does not look like it. Yeah, I was trying to see if we could drop it into the stockpile, but no go. It's not the best thing for grabbing everything, but we can definitely dig in there. So look at that. Oh, that's so much faster, so much nicer. It's not the easiest thing to maneuver, but down in your minds it's going to go a whole lot faster having this. So let's place that back down so you can see it one more time. This is the skid steer. I'm assuming that is an actual construction name, otherwise I have no idea why it's called the skid steer, but that's it. Alright guys, that does it for our review of the latest update. I'll have a link to the full patch notes so you can get all those fine little details that I didn't go over, because there is a bit more than what I showed you, but I think I covered all the big ones that kind of are fun or change the way the game looks or feels. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave us some comments down below, subscribe to the channel, and show us some love with let's go for 20 likes on this one. Alright, take care.